So I've currently got a bit of an issue with the tractor. We're going to be potentially baling, I don't know, in the next month or so, and we start doing the prep work on the equipment. I've got a Bale Grab which picks up 8 at a time, the hydraulics in the tractor. So you have your normal operation here. What you normally do is you go up, down, left, right, well up and down really, and that tilts it up and back when you go left and right. What happens is when you push the button on the back and you do left and right, that does normally the grab operates the spikes, but that's not working at the moment. What that switch does, although it's electronic, that goes down and then it operates 2 of the hydraulic valves there, and then that in turn operates this. So let's start up the tractor. We can lift it up, and then you've got your up and down by alternating it left and right. But what happens is if you push that button in, then what that should be doing there is operating the spikes rather than going up and down. So we need to trace the problem there, find out what's going on, and get it ready for the season, because you don't want these going bad halfway through getting the bales out of the field, stacking them in the field, or putting a tarp over it, or putting it into the barn, whichever, time dependent essentially. So let's get into it. There's a cable that comes down from the switch at the top. It comes through here and then it goes into the battery compartment. When I'm working on here, you want to tie this up because it might stay there at the moment. As soon as you turn that engine on and you're working down here, that will vibrate down and it will clock you on the top of the nut. So I always tie it off with baling string against the handle so you don't damage yourself. And we just take the battery compartment out. So here we have that's the cable that comes down. I've just put these terminal connectors on here just to make it easier for myself. So we have the connection coming from the switch here that goes down to here. That in turn will transfer that signal to the multi-point connector that is essentially like a quick adapter on your stole loader, which is the hydro fix. It's to the side of that. That will send them signals to the auxiliary hydraulics that you have. Typically the multi-point connector is the first place that I go to, because that's generally what it is, and I'll show you the reason why. Here's that multi-connections. Just make sure that them points are open up there. Just put a screwdriver in there, be very gentle with it, don't push too much or you'll snap one side off and then you'll be in more strife than you were before. So check on the other side of that on them points there, and then that way you should have a good solid connection. So that's what I'm going to do next. Be careful when you're doing these ones. There's less metal. What essentially happens is you've got more chance of snapping them off. So be very careful when you're doing them type, but essentially it's the same. You just put a slotted screwdriver in, push it down, open them ports up. Hopefully that's what the issue is. And here we go, that's what it was. It was the multi-connection. So if I put my finger behind here and operate the switch, and quick fix, it's just identifying what it is. There's not much to it, but now we're in operation, ready for baling season. Just need a bit of grease on there and everything else, and we're good to go.